Hi guys, I am back and today I am going to be filming my intro to my 2023 eyeshadow project Pan. As you may know, this past year I did like a Pan Those Eyeshadow Palettes project where I kind of focused on 4 palettes from my collection and randomly generated shades, just trying to hit pan on things and love the stuff that was already in my collection. This year I would like to get something used up. I would like to clean something out, thank it for its time in my collection, and throw away an empty piece of packaging, or as empty as it will get. Because of that, I have this really deep desire to do that. I did film a what palette should I pan in 2023 video. I did get some really helpful suggestions and advice, and I am taking some of that into consideration, and I have decided that I'm going to pan a palette and then kind of have a focus palette as well, if that makes any sort of sense. So my Pan That palette for 2023 is going to be the Smashbox Cover Shot Matte palette. As you may be able to see, this palette already has a completely cleaned out pan because I used it to franken some other things. It has a cream shade with a really big deep dip in it. 2 other pans that I just hit naturally because I did focus on this palette for a couple of months in 2020. And then this shade has a pretty good dip on it. And then these 3 shades aren't super heavily reached for, but I definitely have played with them a little bit and I know that I like them. I am excited to focus on this palette for a couple of reasons. One, I want to clean it out completely except for the black. I have no interest in completely using up any black eyeshadow. I mean, if I did see some good progress on it over the year, that would be like happy accident. I'm not expecting myself to finish this shade up. The only reason I did hit pan on it in the first place is because I was using a black eyeliner that was kind of crappy and needed to be set with a black shadow in order not to smear everywhere. And in my opinion, at that point, just use a black shadow as a liner. Don't use a black eyeliner that doesn't work. But that's what I was doing. That's how I hit pan on this shade. And if that is where this shade looks like next December, I will be completely happy with that. I also think that given I'm going to be starting my new job in July, that will require a wee bit of travel. And so I thought this would be a good palette to be able to take with me if I am traveling around for work. It's a good everyday, easy morning palette. It also works with something that was in my products I would like to pan in 2023 video that went up a couple weeks ago. This is the Cargo Swimbles Longwear Shadow Stick in the shade Morro Bay. It's a deep plummy brown color, as you can see right there. So I can use this palette with its plummy and browny shades in conjunction with this and hopefully get this used up this year as well. And also, I feel that using this palette will give me the freedom to dip into some shimmers, glitters, other interesting formulas in other palettes that I want to play with. Something that I did get a lot of recommendations to pan this year is my Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette, because I have noticed that some of the shadows, especially in the metallic formula, are kind of starting to change a little bit. They're just not as creamy as they once were. So I feel like if I'm panning this completely matte palette, then I can reach into these other shades, especially since these are just such basic neutrals. I won't have any issue reaching for any of these shades in conjunction with this palette. So because I want to focus solely, or not solely, but I want to focus mainly on this palette and getting it used up, I don't want to like set a bunch of crazy goals for myself. I'm going to pick a new palette once every 2 or 3 months, depending on how I'm feeling, to be kind of my companion palette with this little one. And I am starting with the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered. My goal for this is just going to be to get some really good use on it, hopefully hit a couple of pans if possible, and keep it to where I'm not feeling bored with like just doing matte eyes every day. And then I can also enjoy some of the other things that are in my collection. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am panning my Smashbox Cover Shop matte palette as my official 2023 Pan That palette, and my first companion palette of the year is going to be my Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. I am really excited about this. I do think that I can get this used up. I think that I can get everything except the black in this palette used up, and then I can let go of an entire palette from my collection. That makes me really excited, especially considering although this palette is pretty handy and I don't think I'll have any issue using it, it's not groundbreaking. If I lost it accidentally in a couple of months, or like it was in my bag and my bag got lost or something like that, I wouldn't cry and immediately run out and replace it. But I do think I can get some really good use out of it, and I can really kind of narrow my focus and get this rolled out. So that is everything. If you are excited to see how I do with both of these palettes and whatever future companion palettes I decide to roll in, please subscribe, check back monthly. I'm going to be doing monthly updates for this project. I am so excited to be doing another Pan That palette and hopefully be seeing some really good progress on this bad boy. That is everything that I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you are having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are. Thanks, guys.